The moment investigators pressed play on the battered camera found half buried beside an abandoned hiking trail, every person in the room felt the air shift. Because the footage didn't just document a missing family's final hours, it hinted at something watching them long before they realized they were being hunted. The recording opens with a shaky shot of the family, a mother, father, and their teenage son, laughing as they begin their weekend trip to the remote Pinecrest Woods, a place already infamous for strange disappearances stretching back more than 40 years, yet they confidently joked about breaking the curse. But within minutes of entering the forest, subtle oddities begin. The wind stops abruptly when the mother mentions an old local legend. The son glances toward the trees, claiming he heard someone whisper his name, and the father, who initially mocked the stories, starts acting strangely tense as he keeps checking behind them. At the 12-minute mark, the camera captures something chilling. While the family is focused on setting up their campsite, a tall, unrecognizable silhouette appears for a split second between the trees, motionless, almost blending into the bark, and only barely visible when the footage is slowed down. The sun sets, and their cheerful tone fades as the forest becomes eerily quiet. No insects, no birds, just a thick silence broken only by sudden glitches in the camera audio, like static mixed with faint breathing. Later, while roasting marshmallows, the son asks why someone is standing near the tree line. The father swings the flashlight around, but nothing is there, though the camera microphone picks up a low, rumbling sound, almost like a growl, cut off by a sharp electronic distortion. The next sequence shows the family trying to sleep inside their tent, but they keep waking to the sound of leaves crunching in slow, deliberate steps circling them, and at one point the zipper of the tent moves on its own, as if pulled from the outside. When the father finally steps out with the camera to confront whoever, or whatever, is stalking them, the lens briefly catches a set of glowing eyes far in the dark, height level with a human's, but too far apart to belong to any known animal. The mother begs him to return, whispering frantically that she feels someone right behind her. And in that moment, the tent violently shakes, followed by the son screaming that a hand reached under the fabric and tried to grab him. They abandon their campsite and start running through the dark woods, the camera jostling wildly as branches snap. Heavy footsteps chase them, and the father yells instructions that disintegrate into panicked, breathless shouts. The eerie part is that the entity chasing them never appears clearly. Instead, the camera glitches each time it gets too close, as if its presence distorts the electronics. Eventually, they reach an old, rotting cabin deep in the forest, something not marked on any hiking map. As they barricade themselves inside, the son finds carvings on the cabin walls that show crude drawings of human figures surrounded by tall, shadow creatures with hollow faces. The mother says the carvings match the description of an ancient local myth about the Watchers, spirits that stalk anyone who enters their territory after sunset. Suddenly, the cabin door starts shaking violently, dust falls from the ceiling, and the camera briefly goes black before turning back on, showing only their terrified faces illuminated by moonlight through the broken window. The father whispers, "It's not outside anymore. It's already in here," and the audio becomes almost inaudible under a rising static hum. The final moments of the footage are the most disturbing. The camera falls to the cabin floor and spins, capturing the family being pulled into the darkness by long, thin arms emerging from the corners of the room, their screams warping into digital distortion until everything cuts to silent black. When search teams arrived days later, the cabin was empty with no signs of struggle, only deep, claw-like marks on the wooden floor and the camera lying at the entrance, still recording. To this day, the family has never been found, and experts reviewing the footage claim the creature's silhouette appears in more frames than anyone initially noticed, always just at the edge of visibility, always watching, always waiting. And now that you've seen the beginning of this story, remember one thing. The reason the forest was silent is because something else was listening.